Hi, Willow.
Come here.
You want to get on with us?
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Oh, she's dead. She's limp.
Super dead.
Super dead.
Too many deadlifts.
Oh, stop, Freya. Hi, guys. So I'm Bex with CFH Powerlifting, and I can't talk today, but it's okay. Wait till you see the picture we took, too.
Glorious.
It's epic.
Beautiful.
So I'm here with Brittany Underkofler, and I'm going to let you tell us a little bit about yourself.
Let's see. I'm Brittany, and I have been a power lifter on and off for like maybe 4 years. Single mom to the most amazing heathen that you just seen.
Mom's a little psycho.
Big time. Yeah. I wonder where she gets it from.
Stop.
I am currently a personal trainer, fitness nutritionist. I'm a figure competitor in the GBO world, power builder on and off. So like I'm trying to mix the world of powerlifting and competitive bodybuilding. I enjoy competing in both. So that's kind of like my spiel on who I am right now. Other than I'm also working on like a Girls Gone Strong licensing specific to women only in terms of like our health, our hormones, and then corrective exercise specialist and weight loss transformation. So we're just like tag teaming a lot of things and trying to grow.
Score.
So, yeah, we're working on it.
So most girls, the first question I ask is, what do you do in your daily life? Right now, you're coaching, like that's your day-to-day. And let's talk a little bit about that. All of your clients, like you have male and female clients, or mostly just female?
I have only female right now. They're all super great women, and they range in ages greatly, body types greatly, their abilities, what their goals are. So I don't have a specific type of client. The majority are lifestyle. I have one girl that's getting close to a bodybuilding competition, or getting close to a prep for it. I have another one that's severely interested. She's not sure if she wants to do the powerlifting world or if she wants to do bodybuilding. She's kind of on the fence. But we have some time before we get there. So we've got a lot of great women under my belt, and I'm trying to get as many as possible. And I'd love to coach a guy. I think it'd be great. I don't know. They're kind of wieners, though.
Well, hey, I've got a test subject. Maybe we'll let you try them out.
Right.
I know a lot of your posts, and I know a lot of your women even, you do a lot with body dysmorphia, and that's been a hot topic with some of the women that I've talked with. And I know that's something that you struggle with.
Yes.
So, and I never really understood it. I'm just going to be honest. It's not that I didn't sympathize. It's just that you don't understand it.
Yeah.
Until I got sick. And mine's not really a body dysmorphia thing, but since I've been sick and started trying to eat again, I actually have a fear of food. I find myself very nervous when I go to eat something.
Yeah.
How's it going to taste? What's it going to feel like? I haven't really shared a whole lot about my story and what's been going on, but my stomach and my esophagus don't work. I've had a PICC line since August. I almost died in August. And I've had several procedures done, and I just started December 6th was the first time that I held anything down since March. So when you go that long without eating, it's
Terrifying.
It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. I would have days in there that I would eat because I would get to the point where I'm so hungry that I just would rather be sick than hungry.
Right, exactly.
And there were days that I'd rather be hungry than sick. Since then, I find myself getting ready to, and it's gotten better over the past couple of weeks. But when I first started, after my last procedure, I would go to eat something, and I would be like, all right, what's this going to taste like? What's it going to feel like? Is it going to choke me? Is it going to get stuck? And I would be scared of it.
Right.
Like I would literally be scared of the food, and it sounds so irrational, but it's
a huge.
I'd never understood food disorders until I started having to eat again.
Right.
And and there were days that I was like, yeah, I just don't want to eat, but I knew I had to
do it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be on a PICC line for the rest of my life. That's trust me, that's no way to live if you don't have to.
Right.
So I want to talk about that with you a little bit. I know when you see yourself, you still see your 220-pound self.
I do.
And and I can understand that as well. Last December I weighed 216. And I started eating better and trying to do the right thing to lose the weight myself, and then I got sick. So not all of this weight loss was on purpose, but some of it was. So talk to me a little bit about that.
So I have had a eating disorder and body dysmorphia since I was probably about 6 or 7 years old. I didn't even pay attention to it until probably my mid to late 20s when I became a coach myself. I always knew that I had something going on. So whenever I hit 220, that was probably the hardest part of my life. I was, failing marriage, depression, overeating, in a lot of pain. I had a lot of back injuries. I had just had my kid. And so I finally got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore. And so I started a challenge. And that's when I started my weight loss challenge. And now that I dropped my initial 60 pounds and then I've kept it off for so many years and I started working on licensing, I still see that 220. It doesn't matter what I was before in the military or my fittest level. I will look in that mirror. And some days I think I'm the hottest damn thing to walk the face of this earth. I'm like, damn girl, okay, shit. And then other days I'll look and I'm sitting there and I'm grabbing my skin and I'm just looking and I'm hating everything that's in the mirror. And it's something that I've come to, I have to stop myself, and I realize, and you have to be mindful of almost everything that you're doing, because you have to be able to be like, okay, stop, this is not real.
Right.
We have to change a pattern of thinking and how we're approaching things. So whenever I say that I was probably 6 or 7, whenever I started binge eating, I didn't even realize it until I was like, I used to sit in a chair in an open refrigerator and just eat and eat and eat and eat. I used to take groceries and hide in the bathroom and eat every bit of it until it was gone. My parents thought it was funny. They didn't realize, nobody back then even thought of eating disorders. And so when I was that age, I was assaulted for the first time by one of my brother's friends. And so I'm assuming that that's probably what triggered it as a type of coping mechanism. And it just continued throughout my life. I would have periods of normal eating, but then I'd go to binge eating. And then I went to bulimia, where it was a binge purge. And then on and off with that. So even at my last prep, there would be times where I would binge. And I didn't know if it was because I was hungry, because I have a problem with timing my meals. And as a coach, I'm not afraid to say that I struggle with the same things my clients do, and that's why I'm so big on openly communicating, because I'm not perfect. I'm not going to expect perfection out of anybody else either. And I think that's the biggest miscommunication, is everybody thinks that there's Instagram shows curated perfection.
Thank you.
And I'd rather show vulnerability and things that are realistic in terms of struggles, because how am I supposed to help you if I don't understand your problem? And how are you supposed to trust me if I'm not open about my own struggles?
Right.
I want you to be open with me, but I can't be open with you.
Right.
That's something as a coach that I'll never believe in. So yeah, I have eating disorders. Doesn't make me any less of an athlete. The fact that I'm real about it and open about it I think that makes you a better athlete, because I can face it.
Yeah, and I think that's probably something, and I'm sure, so right now you're prepping for our meet in February.
Yes.
And when you go, I would assume when you go from a fitness type prep to a power prep,
yeah.
I would assume that probably messes with your mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you change your calorie intake, you change your how much you eat, how often you eat.
My physical look is definitely been a struggle, because my clothes fit different. I went from being a small was too big to at the leanest point in my prep, because and I'm in love with the process 100%.
Right.
But yeah, changing from that to now I'm a little on the thicker side, and some days I love it. I'm like, yes, I love it. I love the power. I actually just beat my 1 rep max. I repped out 315 3 times, and then I even bumped it up to 320 and did that 3 times. So it was just amazing to me. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess it's my, because I ate my way through Texas after my show versus reverse dieting. So that allowed me, I guess, the extra strength that I needed. But it's something, yes, I struggle with it. Visually, clothing-wise, I'm still sensitive about it. I'm always going to be sensitive about my body.
Right.
Some days I see it better, others I don't. And that's something that I continually work on, is my mindset, so I can help other people in their mindset. Because this is not just me wanting to help my clients. Like,
right.
I have a passion for wanting women to not feel like shit about themselves, because we've been taught to feel like shit about ourselves when we don't fit this perfect fucking mold.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what that mold is.
Yeah. There's always something.
Whether it's that a small is too big or an extra large is too small. Yeah, no, I agree.
Absolutely.
This is a question that I ask everybody. Most men, especially around our age, grew up watching the Arnold. Strongman was on every magazine shelf. Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk. You know, our introduction was Conan the Barbarian. I'm a little bit older than you, but not much. When was that moment for you that you decided you wanted to be strong, that this was something that you wanted to do? The strength portion of it. Like, I know the weight loss portion of it was different for you, but when did the strength portion come into it for you?
Powerlifting specific, not till like 2017. I always wanted to be that strong female. That's why I was in the Army. You know, it was the most physical branch that I could go into. I always wanted to be that badass chick. I had 3 older brothers. You know, I wanted to be strong. I wanted to be tough. I didn't, I'm not like the dainty, pretty little thing. Never have been, never will be. I'm built like a linebacker. I love it. So, powerlifting wise, so in 2017, I had a friend online, Sarah Parker. So I'll tag her in this whenever this is all said and done. She was a powerlifter. And I always just loved the fact that she was just a strong woman. She was breaking the mold. And so becoming friends with her, and then I was approached by Trisha Garrett. She,
love her.
Yeah, she is
actually,
amazing.
Trisha, be ready because I'm going to be calling you. Barry and I were actually talking earlier. She's next.
She's one of my heroes. So she reached out to me and said, "Hey, I got a whiskey and deadlift event coming up." And I was like, "All right, that's cool. I'm down." You know, I had no clue about the sport. Like, I had went with the attention in the gym of doing bodybuilding. Like, I was still just trying to lose weight, and I plateaued, so I started a 5x5 program on my own, and I was trying to learn. Like, my first deadlifts were just trash. Oh God, it was horrible. And so when she told me that, I was like, okay, cool. So I went, and that's where I met Caprisa. She's like one of my best friends. We actually both just did a figure show this year, and we're both going back into power. So that's where I met Trisha, and that's where I met Caprisa. And that day, I pulled 260 on a deadlift. It was the roughest thing of my life. But Zach Kroger was the one that was putting it. He was with Strength and Physique. And he said he wanted to coach me. He was my first coach for probably over a year.
He was your coach at Mary Gainesmas when we met you that first Mary Gainesmas.
The very first meet. Whole ass mess. Whole train wreck. But
you know what, though? It was great. Right. It was great. I had actually been watching you online on, the gram, where everybody is so awesome. Everybody's life's perfect online. Nobody has
problems.
Nobody has bad days online. Everything's perfect. But I was girl crushing, man. We walked in, and I was like, Bear, that's the girl I've been watching. Look. He's like, well, go talk to her. And I was like, what? I can't just. But I did.
Right. Yeah.
I did. I was like, okay, I can do this.
I was so glad you did too.
Yeah. And that's actually where we met Sherry Felder Schellenberger now. But that's where we met Sherry for the first time. There was several different people I met there for the first time. That was a really cool meet.
Yeah.
That's where we met Trent.
Oh,
that was the first
Trent,
time Barry and I had ever met Trent, which, I mean, obviously now that relationship has grown just a little bit. But, So your first meet, I know, actually was Raw. You've done 3 meets.
Yes.
I'm getting ready to do your 4th.
Yay.
So excited. Do you like powerlifting or strength better? Not strength.
Bodybuilding?
Bodybuilding better.
That's like an impossible question because they each have amazing attributes. So I'm just a highly competitive person no matter what I'm doing. The passion that comes with powerlifting, though, because it's me alone on that platform. I'm not judged on how I look.
No.
I am pure raw strength. I either pull it or I don't. I either push it or I don't. I either squat it or I don't. There's nothing else. It doesn't matter that I'm wearing a baby onesie. I just slap myself across the face. I'm covered in chalk and baby powder. Like it doesn't. Baby onesie. Like it doesn't matter. It's purely off my skill. And so that's something that I enjoy about powerlifting more than I do bodybuilding. Bodybuilding has its own world. That's kind of more of an internal battle, because like how far can I take my body visually, aesthetically? How balanced can I be against other human? And that's almost an impossible task. You can't imagine who's gonna look like what next to you.
Right.
And so I have to go in with the mindset with bodybuilding that my only competition is myself. Yeah, do I want to win? Who doesn't? Right. But I just want to be better than I was each show. And so, but yeah, powerlifting is, I get, like, who doesn't want to slap themselves in the face after taking, like, a huge rip of ammonia and aggressively lift a lot of weight?
I'm never, ever slapping Barry in the face, okay? No matter how long I live, I'm never going to slap him in the face. And I would advise anybody out there not to slap him in the face.
He's gonna slap me back.
He will probably break you in half. It's an automatic. It's an automatic.
It's just a reflex
snap. Oh yeah, like he would probably break one of our own children in half if they slapped him in the face. Yeah. So yeah,
a nice adrenaline run. Thanks for the warning, so I know better.
Don't hit him anywhere above the neck. Okay, just steer clear of that.
And a slight shoulder tap. You know.
Yeah, just good job, buddy. Good job. So, like I said, you've done 3 meets, getting ready for your 4th one. Your best squat is 320, best bench is 198, and your best deadlift is 336. So your total right now is 854. What are you looking for in February?
Honestly,
if everything went perfect, what do you want?
I honestly don't care.
Fair enough.
I do not care, because I think we've come, in the realm of powerlifting, I think everything has become such a numbers game, and I understand why.
Right.
However, I just love the fucking sport. The aggression, the camaraderie. That is something. The first meet I ever went to, and I seen a lady probably in her 70s pull like a 95-pound deadlift, and they acted like she was pulling 600 pounds in that crowd. It did not matter her age. Didn't matter her ability. The fact that everybody was cheering that woman on. Mm-hmm. That kind of family is just the most amazing thing to me. So I don't care what my numbers are. That's great. Yeah, do I want to be strong? Fuck yeah. Right. Do I know what my numbers are going to be? Not a clue. Because right now I'm still doing, all my work is volume work. Period. I'm like, okay, so I'm not going to lose the conditioning for bodybuilding. And I'm training myself. So I'm just kind of like playing around with methodologies. I don't know what my numbers are going to be. I'm not predicting anything. I'm kind of just winging it, because like I didn't expect to pull 320 for 3 the other day.
Right.
So we're still 7 weeks out? 6 or 7?
6 or 7 weeks out. At least 6 weeks.
Yeah. So we're around
6
there.
Weeks.
So I'm just kind of winging it, and my whole goal is just to go and enjoy. And it's been so long.
I mean, our group is our circle is definitely encouraging. Like,
right.
We're just we just like to turn on loud music and yell and
right. I just want to go lift some heavy shit, be with some great people.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was like I haven't lifted since 2019. I spent a year trying to figure out what was wrong with me after my last meet. So trying to figure out being tested for autoimmune disorders. I ended up with like a cyst tumor on my face, if they were trying to determine if it was cancer or not. I have muscle pain, muscle weakness. Like I would be at work and I was installing doors, commercial doors, on top of a ladder, winding springs, and I'd almost black out. You know, it was like a safety issue. And so I had like high creatine kinase levels, but besides that, they couldn't figure out anything that was wrong. So I took an extended period time off. I got pretty fluffy. I don't even remember what the scale said. Didn't want to get on it.
Don't blame
me. But then at my friend Brittany Martin, I asked her, I was like, hey, would you mind coaching me? I think I want to try something new and maybe find my passion again. Because it's almost like you got scared with food. I got scared with lifting.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. You develop a fear of something that you know, like it puts you in a position in your life where you're either hurt or, you know, something happens and you have to respond in some way. And fear is a way of protecting yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was too scared to lift heavy again. I was terrified. And so I was like, okay, let's try bodybuilding. I wasn't sure I was ever going to actually compete. Like, I've never been the type to throw on a pair of heels and something with glitter. But I did it.
That was a lot of makeup for you.
That was so much
There was a
makeup.
lot of makeup.
I'm surprised my face could move, honestly.
And a lot of sparkly bathing suit for you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But you looked
so much
fantastic.
blood.
You looked amazing.
Thank you. I mean, I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going big.
You,
Yeah, I went.
the lashes and everything.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, girl,
I think
got a
they
fake
doubled
lash.
me up. Like, but so yeah, so she coached me from April until my show. I lost 33 pounds of body fat.
Wow.
I was about 9 to 10% body fat on stage. I was 139 pounds. I started at like 172, 173, somewhere around there. So it was a process for sure, but it's one that I fell in love with. So now it's like, okay, well now I have 2 sports that I'm in love with. So I guess we do 2 sports.
Well, hey, what a...
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to choose. That's
No.
the great thing. You can do them both.
Exactly. That's what's phenomenal is you can do anything you freaking want in life. If I wanted to compete in 3 sports, I'd compete in 3 different sports. I'd do it, whatever.
Yeah.
So.
And, you know, and I love that too. We see all these internet coaches and yeah, I know I'm not going to go down that road, but we do. We see all these internet coaches who have either never competed or competed in, you know, one meet.
Mm-hmm.
And I really struggle watching them try to coach somebody else when you
I'm a hardcore strength coach.
Yeah, when you haven't done it yourself. And, you know, if you haven't had the experience, how do you pass that on to somebody else?
Exactly.
You know, so I love that you. I mean, you've done it all in our sport. You've
Right.
competed. You've struggled with the weight gain, the weight loss. You've competed in both sports, and you know, I think it says a lot for your clients as well. Right. You know, I'm sure that's probably a comfort for them.
Right. And that's what I strive to be, you know, like I want to be that well-rounded coach. Like I'm not going to coach somebody in something that I've never competed in myself. I don't have the knowledge. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that.
You're going to be a football coach.
Hell no. I'm not going to be any kind of like MMA. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me take you on. I've never fought anybody in my life. Right. Yeah. So that's not really my thing. Like, I want to be the best coach that I can be for what my clients need, and I'm not going to take on somebody that I have no damn clue. I will pass you on to the next person. Right. That's what's great about a referral network. And I just, like I said, I just want to be the best coach, primarily to women. I think we get left behind a lot in the world.
Hence our interviews.
Yeah. So, I just want to help as many women as possible, whether that's just believing in your damn self. Because I yell at my girl flips me off and calls me a hooker. Every time we do, I call them heart days. My in-person sessions with my clients are not just lifting weights. I put them through a sort of metabolic conditioning. They don't like it. It's not that they hate it, and it's not that it's necessarily torture, but it's a day that forces them at the end of it to realize that they are stronger than they realize. So I always start with, I generally do 3 to 4 circuits of random exercises, generally things they're very uncomfortable with, like tire hits or push-ups. Most of my women don't like push-ups, you know, things like that.
There are any women that like push-ups.
So I just build what I call a heart day. And so we start out with a certain time, and I don't ever tell them what the time is. So they have to do it for a certain amount of time. I let them have a little break. We increase the time. They don't know this. Well, I mean, you will now.
Yeah, now they do.
Sorry, guys. I love you all. And then each round, I just steadily increase the time, and they have no clue in the moment that I've increased it 10, 20 seconds. And they're still pushing and pushing and not quitting and not giving up. And the second I see them start to struggle, I'm reminding them, you got this. You got this. Come on. Show me. I believe in you. I need you to believe in you. So that's my goal, is I want to empower you. Right. I don't want to beat you down. My goal isn't to make somebody stumble out of the gym puking or whatever. I want women to know that they are strong and they are capable, and it doesn't have to look a certain way on Instagram or whatever crap you've got. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
So who are some of your favorite lifters, male and female, in the sport either right now or past?
Lifters. Cece Ingram.
I knew that one was coming.
Yeah. She is just like the epitome of strong and beautiful and feminine, and they call her the She-Hulk. And I've been to one of her seminars. I've been to seminars with Eddie Cohen. Two amazing people. I did both of those with Zach Kroger of Strength and Physique in Arlington. He hosted both of those, and just absolutely amazing. Somebody I am dying to meet is Bama Burr. That is dreams.
She was at the meet at the Pioneer Open.
My heart.
Yeah, she was at the Pioneer Open in, it was July? September.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, it was somewhere in there. Anyway, she was there.
One day, that's bucket list for sure. Bucket list.
Yeah, she's fantastic. So what are some of your other hobbies? What are some fun facts we don't know about you?
Hobbies? Reading, poetry, maybe a little bit. Spending time with my daughter, my dogs, that's about it. My life revolves around my clients, my kid. Trying to make myself a better coach, furthering education. I like to go hiking. I don't know. I don't really do anything. It's consistently just working to improve either my relationship with myself, my child, or my clients.
Fair enough. You said you were getting ready to start a new coaching. I told you my brain doesn't work. We just talked about this 26 minutes ago, okay? 26 minutes ago she brought this up, and I don't remember what she called it yet. But it was a new female version of...
It's called Girls Gone
Thank
Strong.
you.
It is, so I'm working on my level 1...
I knew it wasn't Girls Gone Wild.
No, that's a whole...
That was the part I remembered.
Girls Gone Wild.
Right.
So Girls Gone Strong is it's a program I just bought, and it's specifically for women. It goes over how we handle things emotionally, how to help guide and coach your clients through disordered eating, developing better mindful habits, and how to balance our nutrition. So something as a coach that I don't really like is meal plans. I will give them if there is a need for them, and they help build structure for a client. So something I'm very big on is learning how to eat and how to eat mindfully and how to eat realistically. This is something that is covered hardcore in this course, and I'm super excited to dive into it because it is for women. Period. No dudes allowed. Sorry, guys. You're out of the club. Not in the cool club. Not happening. But not only does it go over the nutrition, it's talking about the hormones and the stressors that women face, trying to struggle being parents or dealing even with infertility. It handles how to, the struggles that women have being in the home, out of the home, the emotional and physical burdens as mothers that we have. So it really goes into just every aspect of being a woman in the different, areas of our life and how to approach them in terms of coaching so we can help them to be successful. Not everybody's an athlete.
Right.
Some people just want to have a better relationship with their body or have a better mental health or better sleep or whatever it is.
Right.
And developing a program that helps that person and they still feel like a person and not just a number,
right.
Not just a paycheck. That's something that's huge, and that's something that I'm working on being better at, and that's why I purchased that program specifically. So I have other programs that I'm working on at the same time, and I'm also I'm on fall break right now from college, going towards physical therapy. I totally forgot about that. I forget that I'm in college sometimes. But so I'm just trying to do the best that I can to give the best advantage to anybody who wants to hire me to work with them.
Right.
So
I'll be your guinea pig for Girls Going Strong because, girl, I can't lift anything right now. And I don't know that I want to. I don't know that I want to lift or not. I know that I've got to develop a better relationship with food and get a better structure because it's been overwhelming.
It has
been
hardest thing.
Whew, it's been I didn't realize how I told Barry, I was all I want to do is eat. I'm hungry. I want a steak and a baked potato so bad.
But
oh my gosh, the thought of trying to eat a steak is
terrifying.
No. No, I'm good.
So
I'm good. I don't really actually want that steak.
Right, I do, but I don't.
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
The fear-based eating is, God, I'm just going to say it. All my female clients, they have, like, the majority of them have some form of fear-based eating. I've got clients that did what was called Octavia. It is an 800 calorie a day meal plan. I don't know how it's legal to market.
I have a friend that did it.
Helps to develop hardcore eating disorders. When you're eating 4 100 calorie meals and 1 400 calorie. And so, yeah, you initially lose weight. I mean, who doesn't? But then your body adapts to this certain level, and then you stop losing weight, but you still have that fear of eating, when really what you need to do is eat to fuel the fire, too. Because you don't have, when you're used to 800 calories, you have nothing to take away from to put yourself in a deficit.
Right.
So we've got to get you to a good level and heal your body and heal your mind and heal your heart and heal your soul before we can do any other kind of work.
Yeah, and I'm fortunate that my fear is not of gaining weight.
Right.
I'm very fortunate that my fear is not of gaining the weight.
Right.
Like trust me, I know that when I'm able to start actually putting nutrition back into my body, the pounds are going to come back.
Right.
Like I get it. That's fine.
And that's good.
Yeah. Like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And my clothes are going to get tight and whatever.
We just go shopping.
Yeah, absolutely. Or I just I'll go back into my COVID pants.
Right.
Break out the leggings. But, I also know how to get back to where I need to be once I, my fear is I spent so much time getting sick every time I put something into my body that I have no desire to ever throw up again. Like the thought of throwing up is overwhelming.
I have no doubt.
Oh my gosh. So, that's where my fear comes in.
Right.
So I'm fortunate enough that I know that.
Right. It doesn't mean it's any less of a struggle, though, because what people don't realize is that changes every aspect of your day-to-day life.
You have to eat to survive.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough right now that I have a pick line.
Right.
So I can kind of go, I'm gonna let my TPN do my nutrition.
Right.
But that's not right either. Like
it's hard, and it takes so much time, and it takes actively working on it, the mindset and fighting the fear. And it's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that happens in a couple of days, a couple of weeks. It's
my biggest push right now, and this sounds terrible, but it's true. Like, this is as honest as I can be. My biggest push right now is that our deductible just rolled over yesterday, so I'm about to have to start paying for all of that TPN.
I'm ready to eat. I want my wallet to be okay.
Like, I'm ready to eat. I'm not going to push it, and I'm not going to be stupid about it. But
ready to start.
I don't want to have to pay for that for the next 6 months. Like, that's expensive.
Yeah, that's insane. Insurance has gotten insane. Period. Without
between having to pay for the home health nurse that comes every week and all the supplies that go along with it, I'm like,
nope.
Okay. All right, I'm going to start putting a little bit more food in my mouth.
Just a little bit at a time.
Like, what am I more scared of? Being broke or being hungry?
Right.
So it's definitely been it's crazy what you learn and what you don't realize.
Yeah.
What a mental stress it becomes.
I think that's the biggest thing is that, like, you can have the physical issues all you want, but the mental one is the hardest one to heal and to move past.
Yep.
So, and it takes the most amount of work, and people just don't seem to realize that. And it's a real detriment to our society that we hide all of these things.
Well, and I think, I'm beyond fortunate that I have a husband who is 100% supportive. It doesn't matter whether I'm 136 pounds or 216 pounds. Like, he doesn't care. As long as I am healthy,
exactly,
he doesn't care. Like, you are beautiful. I love you. I'm, like, he just wants me healthy. He had to sit and watch me wither away to nothing. And, it was overwhelming for him.
That's traumatizing on its own.
Yeah. He's a fixer.
Right.
That's what men do. They fix. And there was nothing he could do to fix it. Right. So, for him, while he's not, pushy when it comes to me eating, he understands that I have to have that balance. But I'm not afraid of gaining weight because he's going to look at me differently.
Right.
That's not even almost a fear.
Right.
But that's not the case for most women.
No, not in the least.
Not, most women don't have that luxury.
No, we're taught that number is what defines us. And it's very unfortunate because it doesn't seem to matter how many times we're told. You have the voice from the other side that's always saying you need to be less, you need to be smaller.
And I'll have to have him, I forget how he put it into words. Bear, how did you describe the number on the scale? A measurement of gravity or...
Oh yeah, it's just a numeric value assigned to the gravitational pull.
There you go.
Numeric value.
It's just simple science. It has no bearing. Well, and powerlifters think the same thing about open powerlifting. Again, it's just a number representative of the gravitational pull of something.
It's not representative of you.
It doesn't matter if you're first or last.
Exactly.
How many people have not gotten out there
and tried
put themselves on the platform of love?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in terms of the scale, I tell all of my clients because I've had to take away scales because there was consistent weighing and it was detrimental to their mental health. I could tell on a check-in. I could tell just by the tone of a text that something was wrong. Okay, I'm assuming you stepped on the scale, didn't you? And you're not very happy with your number. Because we're going to go up and down, right. Especially when you're trying to reverse diet or even just beginning a program. Mm-hmm. It goes up and down. I've taken away scales. I tell my clients they don't have to weigh. You know how many metrics I have that I can use to determine where my client is going and how they're doing? Throw the fucking scale away. Just throw it the fuck away. It doesn't tell you nothing. It's like he said, it's a number. It doesn't tell me if that's water, shit, bones, nothing. Nothing, period. Right. Throw the fucking thing away. I told my clients, holidays. I know you've been eating differently. That means you have an increase in sodium, which means you're holding more water, doing the same thing with carbs. Don't touch the scale. Right. I don't need that number.
Right.
I don't. I'll make mild adjustments based on how you feel. Because I send a weekly check-in. I want to know how you feel. How's your stress? Do you have new stressors? How are your bowel movements? How's your cycle? How's this? How's the other? How's your sleep? Like, all of these things affect it. It's not just a number. It's not just the fucking measuring tape that you take to your damn abdomen. It's none of that.
Yeah.
I want you to heal as a human being, and it takes looking at the entire picture because your mental health and your sleep and all of these things come together to make you who you are. So why do we not want to work with all of those things and improve all of them?
Yeah.
That scale doesn't make you a better person. Being 10 pounds lighter doesn't make you a better person. No. Being 10 inches smaller doesn't mean you're a better person. It doesn't.
No, and it doesn't mean you're healthier either.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you can, listen, the unhealthiest I've ever been in my entire life
was at your lightest.
Was at my lightest. Mm-hmm.
That scale doesn't tell you if you're healthy.
No. What's
your relationship with food like?
Right, yeah.
What's your mental health
like? And on paper, like if I showed you my blood work right now, it looks like I'm the healthiest I have ever been in my entire life. My numbers are right down the center in the green. They're perfect. And you know why? It's because every week I have a nurse that comes out and she draws my labs and she takes it to the lab work, or she takes it to the lab, she has it all done up, and then a pharmacist compiles a prescription bag
based on
my lab work. And, that prescription bag is pumped right into my arm every night. So
get everything you need.
Yeah, my electrolytes, my lipids, my sodium, my sugar, all of it is perfect.
Right.
It's absolutely perfect. On paper, it looks like I'm perfectly healthy. But I assure you, I am not perfectly healthy.
People seem to forget that.
So, yeah.
We've had the numbers show.
I'm at the point in my life right now where I do weigh myself every morning, but I have to.
Right.
Because, I got on the scale the other day and I had lost a pound.
That
For
makes
me
a
right
big
now,
difference.
that's detrimental.
Yes.
Like, I can't be losing a pound. But it was because I didn't eat enough the day before. Right. So I have to eat more because my doctor's backing off on my TPN. He's changing the formula of my TPN. I'm not getting as many lipids.
Right.
So... Yeah, I hate getting on the scale every morning, but I hate getting on it. You have a
reason.
But I hate getting on it because I'm scared to death I'm going to lose weight. So yeah, I mean, it's...
Perspective right there.
Yeah, most women hate getting on it because they're scared you're going to add weight. And I'm scared to death to get on it because I'm afraid it's going to be lower.
Right.
So it's definitely,
perspective. I wish people understood the perspective of it just a little bit more.
It's definitely a battle, regardless of which side you're on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it really is. So and it's hard.
It is. Yeah, it's not easy, and I know it doesn't really. And you know what? I can't even say. I was saying it doesn't have a whole lot to do with powerlifting, which is what these are about. But it actually does, because I can't lift anything.
Right.
This actually kind of started. I was lifting, and we have a 70-pound spider bar, and I couldn't squat it. You've seen me squat.
Yeah.
I squat 350 raw.
Yeah. You've got a better squat than I do.
I squat 350 raw like nothing. Like Barry was trying to make my squats heavy enough that I wasn't repping them, and I was repping with 200 for 20.
Right.
Like, he couldn't get it heavy enough, and I started not feeling good, and I was just not doing real well, and I could not get the 70-pound spider bar up. And I'm like, something's wrong. Yeah. Like, something is seriously wrong. I couldn't deadlift. I mean, I was shooting for 400.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it anymore. You know, and that's when I knew there was something seriously wrong. So, you know, I'm looking forward to getting back in the gym, but I don't know when that's going to be.
Right.
I don't know if I'll get back to those numbers ever again. And, you know, if I don't, that's okay.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's all around for women. You know, we have so much going on, and you know, and I'm a mom. I let it go for so long.
Right.
You know, it's fine. I'm fine. You know, it's just,
you suck it up because you have a million things on your to-do list, and everybody else comes first. And
well, yeah, I mean, I've got kids and a husband to take care of. I've got a house to take care of. I don't have time to be sick.
There's that emotional and physical labor that women,
I don't have
the
time
disbalance.
For that. Yeah. So, you know, and I think we've talked quite a bit about this, but one of the things that I always ask is, you know, what can you offer other women in the sport as far as any challenges that you've overcome? I know we've talked a lot about food challenges and stuff, but I really wanted to talk about that with you because it was important to me, because it's what I'm going through right now, and I know there are 100 other women out there watching this that are going through the same thing,
with the same,
that don't realize that you're going through it or that I'm going through it. They have no idea, because I'm not public about my life on social media. I'm just not. But as far as our sport goes, what advice would you give other lifters?
Stop chasing somebody else's numbers. Stop thinking that you need to be the next Bama Burr or the next CC Ingram. If you can start thinking about who you are, that your numbers are reflective of you. If you've never lifted 225 and you finally do it, that's fucking phenomenal. It doesn't matter what this lady over here did, this one over here did. Who cares? Y'all don't have the same life. You don't have the same circumstances that have shaped you. You haven't been through the same challenges, nothing. So stop chasing somebody else's numbers. It's good to have goals, but let's focus on us. Like, I think we have these heroes, and that's good to a point.
Yeah.
But maybe we can look at that hero's mindset and their challenges that they've overcome and stop thinking, I have to hit that 400 pounds. I have to hit that 500 pounds because she did it. Well, what about you? Have you ever lifted that before? It's a good goal to work towards, but that's their number. You'll get there. Be proud of where you are at in every stage of your journey, and enjoy it. Enjoy the journey. Yeah. We don't know how long.
I think it's okay to give yourself. Here. I think it's okay to give yourself grace if you don't get there.
Absolutely.
Because it's your journey. Why? I never hit my 400, and I may
that's
never.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's something that I struggled with for a little while, but I've given myself grace. Like, I'm okay with not having hit 400.
We've got to give ourselves grace. What else? Like, is it going to kill us if we don't hit that 400 pounds?
No.
Is it going to end?
That's not what almost killed me.
Exactly. Is it going to end your career or your passion for powerlifting if you don't hit that magical number? It shouldn't.
No, it just changed. My passion for the sport just changed.
Yeah.
How I approach the sport just changed.
Absolutely.
I can't compete, so I'll just provide a place for other people to compete.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. The journey is there's so much beauty in the journey, and no matter what part of it you're in, and we should try our best to enjoy. If we skip past the journey, what do we learn?
Yeah.
Nothing,
No,
right?
I
And
agree.
we can't guarantee our health, can't guarantee our lives.
Yep.
So if we spend all this time focused on some end goal versus what's right here, how do we grow?
Yep.
I want to focus on the here and now. I want to be here now. Period.
Well, I appreciate you coming over today.
Thank
I know
you
you
for
had a
having
lot
me.
going on, and
Oh.
thank you for your service.
Oh,
in
thank
the
you.
military. I know you had a lot going on, and I tell everybody this. I know how valuable your time is, and so I really appreciate you taking time out to come over and hang out with me and
Thank you for
do this
seeing me.
with me.
It makes my heart happy.
I love you. All right, guys. Y'all have a great day. Thank you. And Freya's going to bark for us at the end. It's okay, Mama.
I'm Mama's.